Have you ever wondered what your favorite actors are really going through behind the scenes? What if I told you that one of the most beloved TV moms of all time was hiding something major while making you laugh week after week? Today, we're diving into the incredible story of Patricia Heaton and what she kept concealed while filming one of America's favorite sitcoms, Everybody Loves Raymond. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never watch those reruns the same way again. For 9 incredible seasons, from 1996 to 2005, Patricia Heaton walked into our living rooms every week as Deborah Barone. She was the exhausted but lovable wife trying to survive life with her husband Ray, his overbearing parents across the street, and 3 energetic kids. She made us laugh with her perfect comedic timing. She made us relate to her struggles with in-laws who just wouldn't give her any space. She won 2 Emmy Awards for her outstanding performance, and critics absolutely loved her. But what viewers didn't know was that Patricia was dealing with something massive that could have completely changed the show. The truth is, Patricia Heaton was hiding not just one secret, but actually 2 major secrets during different parts of filming Everybody Loves Raymond. And these weren't small things she could easily brush off. These were life-changing situations that would have made most people take time off work, step away from the spotlight, and focus entirely on themselves. But Patricia, she kept showing up, kept making people laugh, and kept the show going without missing a beat. That takes a special kind of strength and dedication that most of us can only imagine. Let's start with the biggest secret that Patricia managed to keep hidden from millions of viewers. During season 1 of Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton was pregnant with one of her sons. And then, just when you think that's incredible enough, she did it again during season 3. That's right. Patricia was pregnant twice during the show's run, and most fans watching at home had absolutely no idea. Think about that for a moment. She was going through all the physical changes, the exhaustion, the morning sickness, the discomfort, and somehow she still showed up to work every single day with a smile on her face and delivered comedy gold. Now, being pregnant is already challenging enough on its own. Your body is changing every single day. You're tired in ways you never knew were possible. You might be dealing with nausea, back pain, swollen feet, and a million other symptoms. But imagine doing all of that while also having to memorize pages and pages of dialogue, hit your comedic marks perfectly, work with timing that has to be exact down to the second, and film in front of a live studio audience. A live audience means there's no hiding, no second chances in the moment, and no time to take a break when you're not feeling well. You have to be on your game every single time that camera starts rolling. The production team on Everybody Loves Raymond knew they had to help Patricia hide her pregnancies because the character of Deborah Barone wasn't supposed to be pregnant during those seasons. The writers hadn't written pregnancy into the storyline, and they didn't want to change the direction of the show just because Patricia was expecting. So they had to get creative, really creative. And let me tell you, the methods they used to conceal Patricia's baby bump were absolutely genius. During season 3 especially, the crew pulled out every trick in the book. They had Patricia hold oversized props in front of her stomach. We're talking about huge telephone books, big blankets, large purses, and anything else they could find that would look natural on camera but would hide her growing belly. If you go back and watch season 3 now, want to know what to look for, you'll start noticing it. You'll see Deborah holding things in front of herself a lot more than usual. You'll notice she's standing behind counters and furniture more often. The camera angles suddenly seem a bit different. The camera operators and directors worked extra hard during this time too. They used strategic camera angles that would film Patricia from the shoulders up, or they would shoot her from the side in ways that made it less obvious. They positioned her behind kitchen counters during scenes in the Barone kitchen. They had her sitting down more often with pillows or other items strategically placed. In some episodes, Patricia wore really baggy, oversized clothing that was way different from Deborah's usual style, but they made it work within the context of the scene. One of the most famous examples happened in the season 3 premiere episode. Patricia is holding this absolutely massive telephone book throughout several scenes. At the time, viewers probably just thought it was a funny prop or part of the joke, but it was actually serving a very specific purpose. That telephone book was hiding Patricia's pregnant belly from the camera. And the genius part is that it worked perfectly. Most people watching had no clue what was really going on. There were also episodes during season 3 where Patricia barely appears at all. In some episodes, she only shows up for a few minutes at the beginning or has very limited screen time throughout. This wasn't because the writers suddenly decided Deborah wasn't important to the story. It was because Patricia was at a point in her pregnancy where hiding it was becoming nearly impossible. So they wrote her out of large chunks of certain episodes, and most viewers never questioned it because the show was so well written that the episodes still worked perfectly fine. But here's what makes Patricia's story even more incredible. She wasn't just pregnant and hiding it from cameras. She was also a mother to other children at home. Patricia has 4 sons in total, and she gave birth to 2 of them while working on Everybody Loves Raymond. That means when she wasn't on set filming, she was home taking care of her other kids. She was living the exact life that her character Deborah was living on screen, dealing with the chaos of family life, except she was doing it while also being pregnant and working full-time on a hit television show. In interviews years later, Patricia has talked about how incredibly difficult this time was. She once told reporters that she honestly doesn't know how she managed it all. She said that with her first pregnancy during season 1, and then again with her 3rd pregnancy during season 3, she was giving birth and then coming right back to work almost immediately with one of her children. She believes she was back on set just 2 weeks after giving birth. 2 weeks. Most new mothers are still recovering, adjusting to life with a newborn, dealing with sleep deprivation, and trying to figure out this whole new world of parenthood. But Patricia was back under the bright lights, performing comedy, hitting her marks, and making millions of people laugh. The physical demands alone are hard to comprehend. After giving birth, your body needs time to heal. You're dealing with hormonal changes that can affect your emotions and energy levels. You're probably not sleeping much because you have a newborn at home. You might be dealing with postpartum pain and discomfort, and yet Patricia showed up to work with the same energy, the same comedic timing, and the same professionalism that she had always brought to the role. Nobody watching at home had any idea what she was going through behind the scenes. But pregnancy wasn't the only thing Patricia was dealing with during the filming of Everybody Loves Raymond. She also revealed in more recent interviews that she struggled with severe, recurring migraines while working on the show. If you've never had a migraine, let me tell you, they're not just regular headaches. Migraines can be absolutely debilitating. We're talking about intense, throbbing pain that can make it almost impossible to function. Many people who suffer from migraines experience sensitivity to light and sound, nausea, vision problems, and pain so severe that they have to lie down in a dark, quiet room until it passes. Now imagine trying to work through that. Imagine standing under hot, bright studio lights when you have a migraine. Imagine trying to remember your lines when your head is pounding. Imagine trying to be funny and energetic and engaging when you feel like your skull is being crushed. But Patricia did exactly that, over and over again, because she didn't want to disrupt the show's filming schedule. She didn't want to be the reason an episode got delayed or why the cast and crew had to stop working for the day. In her own words, Patricia admitted that these migraines would hit her out of nowhere. She never knew when one was coming, which made it even more challenging. But she made the decision to deal with them privately and push through. She learned techniques to manage the pain well enough to get through filming. She probably took medication when she could, used whatever coping strategies helped, and just powered through those scenes even when she was suffering. That level of commitment and professionalism is truly remarkable. What strikes me most about Patricia's story is how much she was willing to sacrifice for her craft and for the show. She could have asked for lighter workloads during her pregnancies. She could have requested time off when her migraines were at their worst. She could have told the producers that she needed episodes to be rewritten or filming schedules to be adjusted. But she didn't do any of those things. Instead, she put the show first. She put her castmates first. And she made sure that Everybody Loves Raymond continued to be the high-quality comedy that fans loved. This also speaks to something bigger about what actors and performers go through that we never see. When we watch a TV show or a movie, we're seeing the finished product. We're seeing the perfectly edited scenes, the funny moments, the dramatic moments, all packaged up nicely for our entertainment. But We don't see what went into creating those moments. We don't see the early morning call times, the long hours on set, the physical discomfort, the personal sacrifices, or the challenges that the actors are dealing with in their private lives. Patricia Heaton wasn't unique in facing these challenges, but her willingness to talk about them now, years later, gives us a window into what Hollywood is really like. It shows us that even on the happiest, funniest shows on television, the people making that content are often dealing with really difficult situations behind the scenes. They're human beings with real problems, real pain, and real struggles, but they put on a brave face and do their jobs anyway. The cast and crew of Everybody Loves Raymond clearly worked as a tight-knit family to help Patricia through these challenging times. The fact that they were able to hide her pregnancies so successfully means that everyone was working together. The costume designers were choosing the right outfits. The props department was providing the right items to hold. The directors were setting up the right camera angles. The writers were adjusting scripts when necessary. And her fellow actors were probably helping to cover for her when she needed a moment or wasn't feeling well. That's what a real team does. They support each other. It's also worth noting how impressive Patricia's performance was during these times. When you watch those episodes from Season 1 and Season 3, there's no drop in quality. Deborah Barone is just as funny, just as relatable, just as perfectly performed as she is in any other season. Patricia didn't let her personal situation affect the quality of her work, which is incredibly difficult to do. Most of us, if we're going through something major in our personal lives, it shows in our work. We're distracted, we're tired, we're not performing at our best. But Patricia maintained excellence throughout. The fact that Patricia won her Emmy Awards in 2000-2001, which was during and right after these challenging seasons, makes it even more impressive. The Emmy Awards are the highest honor in television, and to win them while dealing with pregnancy, recovery from childbirth, and migraine shows just how talented and dedicated Patricia truly is. The judges and voters who gave her those awards had no idea what she was really going through, but they recognized that her performance was outstanding regardless. Looking back on Everybody Loves Raymond now, knowing what Patricia was concealing, adds a whole new layer of respect and admiration for her work. Every scene where she's holding that telephone book or standing behind a counter takes on new meaning. Every time she delivers a perfect punchline or nails a comedic moment, we can appreciate the extra effort it took to get there. And every episode where she barely appears makes us realize that she was probably at home with a newborn baby, recovering and trying to be the best mother she could be while also being a professional actress. Patricia's story is also inspiring for anyone who's trying to balance their career with personal challenges. It shows that it's possible to keep going even when things are really hard. It demonstrates that with the right support system, creativity, and determination, you can achieve amazing things even when the odds seem stacked against you. Patricia could have given up. She could have said it was too much, that she couldn't handle being pregnant and working on a demanding TV show at the same time. But she didn't. She found a way to make it work. At the same time, Patricia's story raises important questions about what we expect from performers, especially women in Hollywood. Should actors have to hide pregnancies and work through pain just to keep a show going? Should the pressure to maintain a filming schedule be more important than someone's health and well-being? These are complicated questions without easy answers, but they're worth thinking about. Patricia made her choices, and she handled everything with grace and strength. But it's okay to acknowledge that what she went through was incredibly difficult and maybe shouldn't be the standard expectation. Today, at 65 years old, Patricia Heaton continues to work in Hollywood. She went on to star in another successful sitcom called The Middle, which ran for 9 seasons. She's been open about her experiences, sharing stories about her time on Everybody Loves Raymond and what she learned from those years. She's become an inspiration not just for her comedic talent, but for her resilience, her work ethic, and her ability to balance a successful career with being a devoted mother. The legacy of Everybody Loves Raymond remains strong, even though the show ended back in 2005. It's still in syndication, meaning you can watch reruns on TV almost any day of the week. New generations of viewers are discovering the show and falling in love with the Barone family. And now, knowing what Patricia went through behind the scenes, those episodes take on even more meaning. They're not just funny sitcom episodes anymore. They're evidence of a talented actress who gave everything she had to create something special for audiences around the world. When fans of the show learned about Patricia's hidden pregnancies and her struggles with migraines, the response was overwhelmingly positive and supportive. People expressed admiration for her resilience and dedication. Many were shocked to learn what she had been dealing with, especially given how effortless her performance always seemed on screen. This revelation added another dimension to Patricia Heaton's legacy, showcasing not just her comedic talents, but her incredible strength and professionalism under pressure. It's a powerful reminder that we often have no idea what people are going through behind closed doors, or in this case, behind the camera. The person who's making you laugh might be dealing with pain. The actor who seems to have it all together might be struggling in ways you can't see. And a performer who makes it look easy is probably working harder than you could ever imagine to maintain that illusion. Patricia Heaton's story teaches us to have compassion and appreciation for the work that goes into the entertainment we enjoy. For aspiring actors and actresses watching this, Patricia's story offers valuable lessons. It shows that success in Hollywood requires not just talent, but also dedication, resilience, and the ability to work through challenges. It demonstrates the importance of having a good support system, both at work and at home. And it proves that with enough determination and the right team around you, you can overcome obstacles that seem impossible and still create work that stands the test of time. The techniques that the Everybody Loves Raymond production team used to hide Patricia's pregnancies have actually become a bit of a blueprint in Hollywood. When other shows face similar situations, they often use the same tricks: strategic camera angles, oversized props, loose clothing, and creative writing to minimize an actor's screen time when necessary. But few have done it as seamlessly as Everybody Loves Raymond did. The fact that so many viewers had no idea what was happening is a testament to how well everyone involved did their jobs. What's also beautiful about Patricia's story is how it mirrors the character she played. Deborah Barone was all about juggling impossible demands, trying to keep everything together even when life was chaotic, and doing it all with humor and grace. Patricia was essentially living that reality while portraying on screen. She was the ultimate working mom, managing a household, taking care of children, deal with her own health issues, and somehow still showing up to work every day to play a character who was going through similar struggles. Art was truly imitating life in the most profound way. The fact that Patricia has been open about these experiences in recent years is also important. By sharing her story, she's helping to normalize the challenges that working mothers face. She's showing that it's okay to admit that balancing career and family is incredibly hard. She's demonstrating that even successful people struggle sometimes. And she's giving other women permission to talk about their own challenges without feeling like they have to hide everything or pretend that they have it all figured out. In many ways, Patricia Heaton represents the best of what Hollywood can be. She's talented, hardworking, professional, and dedicated to her craft. But she's also human, with real struggles and challenges like everyone else. She didn't let those challenges define her or stop her from achieving her dreams. Instead, she found ways to work through them, to adapt, to keep going even when it would have been easier to quit. That kind of perseverance is what makes someone not just a good actor, but a true role model. As we wrap up this deep dive into Patricia Heaton's hidden secrets from Everybody Loves Raymond, I hope you have a new appreciation for the show and for Patricia herself. The next time you watch an episode and see Deborah Barone dealing with the chaos of the Barone family, remember that the actress playing her was dealing with her own chaos behind the scenes. Remember that those laughs you're enjoying came at a cost, born from someone's determination to entertain you even when they were struggling themselves. Patricia Heaton's story reminds us that television magic doesn't just happen. It's created by real people who are working through real challenges. It's produced by talented individuals who care enough about their craft and their audience to push through difficulty and deliver excellence. And it's sustained by teams of creative professionals who work together to solve problems and support each other through whatever comes their way. So the next time someone asks you about Everybody Loves Raymond, you'll have a whole new story to tell. You can share how Patricia Heaton kept her pregnancies hidden through clever camera work and oversized props. You can explain how she dealt with debilitating migraines while still making millions of people laugh. You can talk about how she came back to work just weeks after giving birth because she was that dedicated to the show. And you can celebrate her as not just a talented actress, but as an incredibly strong woman who gave everything she had to create something that continues to bring joy to people around the world. If you found this story as fascinating and inspiring as I did, please hit that like button to let me know. Share this video with other Everybody Loves Raymond fans who might not know about Patricia's incredible journey behind the scenes. And make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the hidden stories behind your favorite shows and movies. There are so many secrets in Hollywood waiting to be uncovered, and I can't wait to share more of them with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.